What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Oh, this movie is perfection. I haven't seen a trilogy get capped off as well as this trilogy does through any of the trilogies. It just pays off so well between Guardians 1, 2, and 3. Also, them having to go to Endgame, Infinity War, Thor Love and Thunder, like James had to deal with where they've been and also that story, and then bring them in and tie them back into this third one. So Gamora is not a part of the Guardians anymore because it's a 2014 Gamora that came from a different timeline, so I really enjoy that side of this movie where it's not exactly the group of Guardians that we remember from the first two, but they're trying to, get Gamora to remember by the end of the movie she's being able to hear Groot and what he says. Even us by the end of the movie gets to hear Groot and what he says, I love you guys. And by the post-credit scene, spoilers for the people who haven't seen it, but I figured this one pretty well known. But the little Guardians crew by the end of this movie with Sean Gunn, with the Yaka Arrow like Yondu, Will Poulter, Adam Warlock, Cosmo, Blurp, Phyla-Vell, and this massive Groot following Captain Rocket that said word. On your word, Captain. Word. Just great writing. The movie looks great. The storytelling is fantastic and the whole time. And if you really go back and watch these three movies, the whole time it really is Rocket's story. As much as we all want this crew to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, really, there's this poster for a reason. Rocket, shot everyone else from the waist down, but Rocket himself is the only one real visible because it's Rocket's story, if you really love Rocket as a character, then this movie puts you into the feels like me. Oh my god. And I was like, why am I crying over a animated raccoon? It's not even a real raccoon, but I think maybe it had to do with getting the dog over the pandemic, and now I'm an animal lover, an animal owner, so just seeing what happened to the animals in this movie, just brutal. But this movie, much like Wakanda Forever, it hits so deep that you're like, I don't know if I can rewatch this over and over and over again just because it hurts, it's not one of those movies you want to rewatch over and over and over again, like No Way Home, for instance. I can watch over and over and over again, but that one scene where Aunt May, I can't do it. Like, there's times I put on that movie, get to that part, and I turn it off, and I'm like, it's okay, I'll hurt myself another time. But you also have to get through that hurt to get Toby and Andrew, right? So you go from tears to cheering for Toby and Andrew being back. So, oh man, the MCU is still in good hands. Don't worry. Things I know have been not so great with Secret Invasion coming out, but wait for Loki Season 2. The Marvels, I have higher hopes for that. Maybe it doesn't deserve it, but I think it looks pretty good, and the story, honestly, is kind of compelling. I'm like, alright, they're shifting around, the three women are jumping around, alright, let's see what happens with this. It's got me interested enough to see what happens. But, Secret Invasion should have made me ecstatic for the Marvels. And that just makes me ask more questions. And if there's certain things that aren't in the Marvels movie that should be in it from Secret Invasion, I'll be pissed. If Fury's wife isn't in Secret Invasion, that's dumb. If Emilia Clarke isn't in Secret Invasion, it doesn't really make sense because she just got Carol's powers, so something should happen there. I don't know, but I have faith. The future, projects are slowing down. Kevin Feige has more time to look at each project and make sure they're all perfect, like the early days. So I don't know. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to the early days of Marvel where everything was kosher and copacetic. But comment below, what are your thoughts? Do you think Marvel is doomed? But overall, what are your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I gave this one 5 stars. This one's just a great movie. Really hits me in the feels. That being said, I didn't cry nearly as much the second time around, but there were certain scenes that definitely still got me. That scene where Rocket, he's looking down at the poor group of poor souls. Oh, God, this movie is so good. Comment below your thoughts. We'll be watching Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron very soon to continue our Marvel rewatch, so we'll probably also throw in Guardians 2 in that mix. We'll do a little ranking of the trilogy. I think, honestly, for me, this trilogy might go 3-2-1. It could go 3-1-2. It could go 1-3-2. I don't know. That first one's really great. But I don't know. Stay tuned. We're going to rank the Guardians movies in order of, you know, where my trilogy stands. But overall, eventually I'll be ranking this Marvel timeline and what stands the highest. But I'm curious to see where my ranking is. Like, what movies do I think are 5 stars? I think so far I have 3 5-star movies in the Marvel and my Marvel so far, and I think it's Guardians 3, Iron Man 1, Captain America Winter Soldier. So, and honestly, I think Guardians 1 is a 5-star movie for me. So, stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about that movie soon. I'll rewatch it and get my final solidified thoughts on it. But comment below your thoughts. At me on Twitter. Follow me on Letterboxd. Check out my other movie reviews. See how many movies I've watched this year. And I'll see you guys in the next video.